Sometimes life does seem a little unresolved, and we have trouble getting to that moment, and we need to be reminded who we are. So if you'll sit for this one, and if you feel like standing at a certain point, go for it. Here we go.
When I lose my way and I forget my name, remind me who I am. In the mirror all I see is who I don't want to be. Remind me who I am. In the loneliest places, but I can't remember what grace is. Tell me once again who I am to you, who I am to you. Tell me lest I forget who I am to you, that I belong to you, to you. When my heart is like a stone and I'm running far from home, remind me who I am. When I can't receive your love, afraid I'll never be enough, remind me who I am. If I'm your beloved, can you help me believe it? Tell me once again who I am to you, who I am to you. Tell me lest I forget who I am to you, that I belong to you, to you.
I'm the one you love.
I'm the one you love.
That will be enough.
I'm the one you love. Tell me once again who I am to you, who I am to you. Tell me lest I forget who I am to you, that I belong to you. Oh, tell me once again who I am to you, who I am to you. Tell me lest I forget who I am to you, that I belong to you,
Woo! Wow. Thank you. Lola and the lads, I think. We could- Thank you to Mike and Rory, their real names. Jeremy, Brian, Chip. Thank you, guys. Awesome. I know anytime you get to be with Lola, it's worth it, right? Yeah, thank you. And thanks to Andy for helping with the slides here, and Luke on the music, on the mic, on the electronics, and Blair for playing downstairs in the Sunday school. And Jessica helped with these slides, which is great. How do I do this again? That one? Okay, great. Um, no, I didn't try it yet. That's okay, Chip. Get to sit next to Lola. Now we're ready to start. Thank you for coming today. My name is Sandy Wilder. I am one of 20 or so presenters at this cross-denominational Bible-based gathering, and it's just great to have you here. It's just great to celebrate with you. The topic for today is the gift of grace. If you've been before when I've done this, you probably think he's doing that again, but it's not. It's that broad, so I pick a topic and I can go anywhere I want with it. But that's really when I think of how grace enters our hearts, the natural outcome is what happens in this fellowship. You just feel what this fellowship is all about. Wherever you are, whatever is going on with you, here you get to feel accepted, respected, and deeply loved. And more than any other church that I've ever been to, this is where that happens. And so, frankly, that's why I keep coming back. It's a special place. So this family, if you will, thanks to each of you for the precious gift that is this family. It just doesn't get any better. And speaking of precious gifts, Steve, could you come forward and do the announcements here? Okay. Moving more into this topic of the gift of grace. When I think of grace, I use it in two ways. It's like the word love that we use as a name for God. So to me, grace is certainly a name for God, for the divine. But I also think of it as the divine manifestation in the heart, made manifest here and now. So however the divine reaches your heart and causes you to love. So this is, what's the fancy name when you have a word for every letter? Oh, that's not that fancy. What? Okay. Either one. Acronym is I can remember easier, although I forgot that too. God's relentless affection celebrating everyone. Can think about that. Some of you may hear the daily lifts that the Christian Science Board of Lectureship does, and Meryl mentioned this on one of hers back in December or November. So, this relentless affection that God has for us. What I want to do today is just tell a couple stories about this, and I have a video as well, and weave in a few things all around this theme. One of them is from a gentleman by the name of Adyashanti. I don't know how familiar you are with him. This is what he looks like. May not be able to see it, but he's a 50-year-old, I was going to say middle-aged, but 50, really young guy. In California, comes out of, I think, of a Catholic background, got into Buddhism, put that on hold for a while, read about 200 books on Christian mystics. Totally explored that. And all the while working a number of spiritual practices. And at this point, there's basically no ego left in his experience, no judgment, no second guessing. There's not even a separate sense of self that distracts him in any way. You might call that being awakened, spiritually awakened, or enlightened. But just an amazing man. The clarity and the love that you feel in his presence is absolutely incredible. Chip has read and studied with him for how many years? I don't know, 10 maybe? Okay. So sort of think Chip when you think Adyashanti. If you get to know Chip, you'll see what I've just said. There's a lot that's similar there. Yeah. Yeah. So I've gone to a number of retreats with Adyashanti, silent retreats, 5-day and 7-day retreats, where you're in silence for 5 or 7 days, spending a lot of time in deep listening. And at one of them recently, last year, he told this story. I don't think I've told it here before, but he's in the state fair in California, and he goes, and it's an 80-degree day, and it's hot, and people are sweaty, and so there's a man sitting on a bench that is a large man with a long beard, dripping with sweat. He's got his family with him, long hair. He's got a beer in one hand, ice cream in another. There's ice cream in his beard. He just looks a mess, completely a mess. And Adyashanti sits down next to him with his wife. So Adyashanti and his wife. After about a minute or two, Adya, which is his nickname, Adyashanti's nickname is Adya, starts crying. There's just tears rolling down his cheeks. And his wife looks over at him and says, "Oh, Adya, is it happening again?" And he just went, he said, "You fell in love?" He said, "Yes." The love that he felt was not, "Oh, I think I'll try and love this person because he looks so blank. He needs my love." This was grace. This is God's relentless affection. This is the space that Adyashanti lives in. When you are with him, that is what you feel. It's not him trying to love you. It just pours forth, and it was so filling his heart that his heart just went out to this precious brother of his right there. He, in a sense, fell in love. That to me is what grace is all about, if you will, how it works. Here's something from a few verses from 1 Corinthians that to me illustrate an important aspect of grace. We don't evaluate people by what they have or how they look. This is from the Message Bible. We don't evaluate people by what they have or how they look. We looked at the Messiah that way once and got it all wrong, as you know. Paul, speaking from experience, if Paul wrote that, indeed. And still we do that. Much of society today and in the past has looked at Christ or even looked at Jesus and gotten it all wrong. Just looked at the outward man. Now we look inside. And we see, what we see is that anyone united with the Messiah gets a fresh start, is created new. Adyashanti saw the man already united with the Christ, with the holy, divine idea of God. He wasn't thinking, "Oh, maybe that guy will find Christ eventually." He was already seeing him united. He saw, who knows, childlike purity, innocence. You know, what would you need to see to all of a sudden find that the tears might just be flowing forth? The most precious child to you? Can you see that in anyone? So now we look inside, and what we see is that anyone united with the Messiah gets a fresh start. They're created new. Look at it. All this comes from God, who settled the relationship between us and him. I love that. It's already settled. Grace reminds us of our oneness with truth, with love, with Christ. And then called us to settle the relationship with each other. So grace unites our seeing and acting to be at one with the divine. as we interact with each other. How cool is that? So we're naturally moved by God's relentless affection. It's settled. It's there. And we get to do this and share this with everyone and with each other. Here's a story from my life where this happened. Meaning, I felt the presence of grace. A few years back, this probably about 7 years ago, I was doing leadership consulting, and I was working with a company that helped people create environments in organizations so that people like to work there. Sounds a little strange that we need to do that, but what would it be like to work in a company where you absolutely love to be there? So that's what we did. We helped organizations think that through, and also, how do you interact with customers in a way that they love to do business with you? So one organization we worked with is called Fresh Direct, and this was in New York City. And what they do is you can go online right now, if you lived in that area, and you can order any of 20,000 different products, food products, like it's a big shopping store, food store. And you can say, I'd like a 12-ounce steak, and I'd like it cut this way and even seasoned this way. And I'd also like some toilet paper with that, not the same meal, but and I'd like to have, some French fries, whatever, and they'll put it all together. They will deliver it to your door in New York City within a 2-hour time frame the next day. So it's a huge gift to New York, as you can imagine, not a gift free, but in terms of the service it's providing, because a lot of people don't have cars and you have to schlep all the groceries. So this is what they do. And every day, they're delivering groceries 6 days a week. So a friend of mine was the CEO there, and he said, can you come in and help us work with the team that delivers the groceries? Because they're the only team that has actual face-to-face contact with our customers. All the rest is online. So the impression they make is huge. And what the company had done prior to this, basically hired guys without any high school degree, and many of them didn't speak English, and so they weren't very well educated, and yet they had to go in and make the entire impression of the company. So it was it wasn't really working. And they're driving these huge trucks in New York City, these 30-foot bed refrigerated trucks. So one of the things that I did was I spent an entire day in Brooklyn and then an afternoon and evening in New York City delivering groceries to these guys. I put the uniform on, the whole thing, and I was treated just like they were from the customers. And, and I'm schlepping the groceries and doing the whole thing just to get a feel for what's it like to be out there with them. And then what we did was we brought together, there's 450 of these guys that deliver the groceries. We brought them together in groups of 10, the CEO, myself, and the head of this transportation department, and we asked them 2 questions. And this is a huge commitment. You can imagine a CEO working down at this level. We asked them 2 questions. What's the ideal customer experience? Brainstorm. And why would you love to work at Fresh Direct? What's the ideal employee experience? In other words, what's supposed to happen to your life because you work here? What absolutely blew me away was the depth, the clarity, the inspiration of their ideas. And it blew the transportation head away as well. We were so inspired by the way they wanted to treat customers. And some of it had to be translated, obviously, and we were a number of different languages, but we were getting the ideas and capturing them. And the whole idea was to put all 450 of these ideas together, find common themes, and then, okay, we're going to create that kind of environment. It just blew me away, the depth and beauty in each of these men and women. And so, as I was thinking in between meetings, we did about 4 or 5 meetings a day. This lasted over about 2 weeks. I didn't do all the meetings, but I did about 30 of them. What blew me away was I thought all of a sudden, wow, what if I was dreaming and I woke up and I lived in Argentina and I can't speak Spanish? What might I do for a living? Deliver groceries. I might be delivering groceries in Argentina full time. Do I have any valuable ideas? Do I have anything worthwhile to share? Maybe. But at this point, I'd be delivering groceries. So who knows why these people have this job, but their hearts are just as full as mine. There's no limit or, little borders around grace. We all have this incredible sense of gifts, of brilliance. So I remember the day when that came to me, and as I'm watching these guys, because it just was so moving, the ideas they were coming up with, group after group after group. And so I'm driving home that night, and this is in Queens, and it's in the winter, and it's dark, and it's cold, and I'm grabbing a quick McDonald's. Yay, Gene, you and me and McDonald's. Sorry. Oh, it's Steve too. So I go into McDonald's, and I drive in to get something to eat on the way home, and I start to go in, and this will show you a little bit of a bias that I had, but I start to go in, and as I'm approaching the door, somebody is coming out, and this guy has the pants down to about here, the sweatshirt to here, that hat on sideways with a flat brim, and a different race, and and he's starting to come out the door or towards the door from the inside as I'm coming in. Normally in the past, I might have, here's the prejudice, stayed in my car. Thought it's not a great part of town. I'm a little concerned. I'll just wait till it's open and things like that. So instantly, and this is to me, it's even hard to put into words. This wasn't me thinking this. Instantly, as I looked at this man, what came up in me was, this is my brother. This is my brother. How cool, I get to greet my brother. And so I just walked towards the door, and amazingly, he beats me to the door and holds the door for me and welcomes me in. This is grace. God's relentless affection. It wasn't me trying to love this guy. I couldn't not love in that space. It wasn't my mind figuring out something, and I think I'll go for it. We don't create this kind of experience. Another way to think about God's relentless affection, celebrating everyone, is to put the word angels in there instead of affection. God's relentless angels, the gifts, the divine, reaching us. Just feel into that. So I've asked one of our own angels named Lola to sing us a little song here. And you can come on up. Thank you, dear. This song is about how the Christ within, in the form of angels, can find us. You can feel free if you want to watch the words on the screen. I might also encourage you just to take it in without the mind, if you will, whether that's not reading or whatever that works for you, but just to really open your heart to this space. Angel by Sarah McLachlan, you may be familiar with the song, but in this space, just let the grace that Lola so beautifully expresses just into your heart, and we'll see what happens here.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, a beautiful release. Memories through my veins. Let me be empty, oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight in the arms of the angel, far away from here, in this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. I'm so tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting, keep on building the lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference escaping one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, oh, this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, in this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here.
Wow. Thank you. Gosh. God's relentless angels comforting everyone as well. Thank you, Lola. Gosh. I have one more example of this affection of these angels that comfort us, that comfort everyone. And this is from a middle school football team last November. It's a little video from Olivet, Michigan. Some of you may be familiar with it, but it's worth seeing again. Yeah, really. Luke, can we turn this guy on? What I'd like to do, just briefly, the question that comes to me that I'd love to have anybody share an idea on is what form, from what you just saw there, what form did the gift of grace take? So, just briefly, who did it touch? What form did the gift of grace take in that space, in that experience?
It's a beautiful sense of unselfishness,
On
just
whose part?
on the part of the whole team.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Inclusiveness. The unselfishness that Meryl just mentioned, wrapped around and embraced not only the individuals that executed the play, but all the people watching, all the people that watched the video, the reporters, the guy that's on the road. It was totally inclusive.
Yeah, thank you.
I just add that those middle school football players had a maturity that puts most adults to shame. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Yeah.
The willingness of the students to do something that was against the culture and outside the norm and outside the boundaries of what the coaches would have approved.
Yeah.
The willingness to move in a new direction and let inspiration guide you, even though you know it's against convention.
Huge. Love that sparkle in that little guy's eyes. He talked about going behind the coach's back. Yeah.
I just can't help thinking about what a ripple effect that must have had on the whole school. I mean, because these are the guys who, so often the football players are the big tough guys who are kind of picking on the little guy. And here they've created, by modeling, an environment where, the least among us or whatever, are included and loved and celebrated. And I have to think that had a ripple effect going out that affected the whole environment of the school and probably going forward into the high school as well and the whole
Yeah.
community.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. With what you were talking about earlier, on the man you were speaking about falling in love again.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't as a team, but someone had that idea of love on that team
Yeah.
and that loved this other little boy and wanted to share it. And for the other players to step out of this, quote, macho image or whatever football players have and to be inspired by those feelings of love was pretty extensive. I mean, and what's so nice about this, it expressed joy in the players and giving them joy to see the joy on that little boy's face.
Thank you. Just two more.
I think it all started with the little guy himself because he just exuded love
Hug.
and it just brought that right into his experience and blessed everyone around him.
Thank you. All right.
And the other thing I love is that they actually put it on the news.
Yeah.
Think of how many people were touched by that.
Yeah.
What a beautiful example.
Yes. Thank you. One more.
Thank you. Think of the parents. They've raised this child who is special. They've raised in a community where that's not the child that everybody hopes for. They've raised a child who loves and embraces life and everyone in it. And now they know that Grace has that child's back. And that's a huge lifting of burden and fear.
Beautiful. Thank you. I invite you to close your eyes and we'll pray together briefly. Dear God, you exist everywhere, and one of the main ways we experience your grace most directly is within our heart. May we fall in love with all of your children, even if they seem different from us, by opening to seeing your sweet presence in each. May we let your grace surprise us and reveal our brothers and sisters as we interact with each other everywhere. May we find comfort in the arms of your angels. And may our lives comfort others through your guidance. May we break from the coldness of authority and go behind the coach's back to celebrate your and our relentless, judgment-free affection for everyone. And we thank you for this gift, for the Christ who keeps us settled and deeply at peace forever in your love. Amen. I'd like to invite the band back up. We have one more song.
Your grace is indeed enough. So we're going to sing this. Let's all stand as we're able.
Your grace is
Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough for me. Your grace is enough. Heaven reaches out to us. Your grace is enough for me. Your grace is enough. I'm covered in your love. Your grace is enough for me. For me.
Woo! No matter what has happened to you, no matter what is happening to you, no matter what will happen to you, there is something always happening as you that maintains you. This is the gift of grace. Thank you. Thanks, band. Have a great week.